I made the mistake of looking at my first couple of videos in this quest. This is the beginning of what could be a impossible quest. And I realized that I didn't have any gray in my beard when I started. That's when you know you've been failing for a long time. I guess October of 2022. I've matured since then, apparently. So I'm at the cave cam. Everything's here. Camera's not firing. I'm at least a week late. It's been a busy month or so for me. I've been doing some traveling. I went up to Washington State and went to San Juan Island. Got to see some orcas, which was super cool. Never seen them in the wild before. I also saw a melanistic red fox on San Juan Island, which is super cool. Of course, I had to look up the history of those guys, whether or not they were native, Cascade red foxes. They're not. They're an introduced species up there, and probably very similar to like when you see a red fox in the Central Valley of California, and then you claim you saw a Sierra Nevada red fox. You didn't, but they have these red foxes on the island that are pretty cool. So that was a fun encounter. But I'm about to check my trail cam, and I'm kind of nervous because I know my batteries have probably been dead for a week, and on my camera traps. And that's like my worst fear, is getting a trail cam video of a Sierra Nevada red fox standing exactly where I want it to stand with dead camera trap batteries, not taking a photo, when you tried to get that fox in that spot for 4 years. So I'm a little nervous, but we're gonna check anyway. Well, this is not what I was hoping to have to report, but this thing's dead. I'm gonna figure out if it's the camera or the batteries, but right now it certainly looks like a big fail for the Bevagor lithiums. Those batteries should last months and months and months, and it's been like a month and a half, and this thing's not coming on. So I'm gonna have to throw some of my rechargeables in here just to look. But that's a major bummer, because I didn't bring any replacement batteries for the trail cams, because you put lithium batteries in a trail cam, it's gonna last the season at least. So that's a bummer. I have a battery tester. I'll put those on at home, but I don't have it with me, because why would they fail? So hopefully this is not a Bevagor thing and it's a camera thing, but it's not looking good. All right, I put rechargeables in there just temporarily, and it sprang to life, and it's all good. So Bevagor lithium batteries. I'm not thrilled with that. That's pretty horrible performance. I don't know what else to say. But anyway, let's look through these bad boys and see if there's anything on there. I brought 70 rechargeable AA batteries with me, and I'm trying to do the math and figure out what I need. Trail cams, or the camera traps, will use 10 at each flash. That's 20 plus 12 in the camera. Assuming the triggers are fine and don't need new batteries, we might make it. That's 12, 22, 32 times 2, 64. So I've got 6 spare batteries. So this uses 8 batteries. I think it'll run on 4 if you take 4 of them out. It might give me a short window, but assuming the other trail cam is okay. Maybe I just got one bad Bevagor battery in the bunch, and that killed it. I don't know. Kind of dead in the water with the trail cams. Yeah, that's frustrating. All right, tons and tons of videos on here. The total, I think, was 1,600. Lots and lots of wind triggers from this bush over here. Plus stuff's growing up underneath that could be triggering it. A few birds, a few squirrels. No fox, which I don't know if the batteries were dying and it wasn't triggering, but 1,600 videos is a lot. No fox is a bummer, but it also probably means I didn't miss a fox on my camera trap. So still a slim chance something showed up after these batteries died and I got it on the camera trap. But these things will apparently not run on 4 batteries, which I have a few that will. So I'm gonna have to just take this trail cam home with me and not leave it up here for this next round, which is lame. Hopefully the other one's still alive, but I have no hope for that. So I'm calling the Bevagor battery experiment a fail at this point. We'll see what they say about that. Maybe I got a bad batch or something, but not what you expect. Lithium batteries in a trail cam, you put them out in October, they should last until the middle of the next summer, from my experience. I mean, they last a long, long, long time. So these were less than 2 months, which is weak. So bummer, but let's check the camera trap. All right, here we are in the battery zone in the garage. It's your basic battery tester. All these guys are like charging right on the charger, so you should see that little gauge like spring to life a little bit, right? Like, okay, that one's good. Even though it's low, it's charging, but it's showing up in the good on that tester. So here's the first Bevagor lithium from that camera. Barely even making that little needle think about moving. Number 2. Oh, you saw that wiggle. Way down there in the replace. Number 3. Oh. Still horrible. Number 4. Dead. Not even moving it. Number 5. Low. Which looks awesome compared to the others. Number 6. Not even moving it. 7. Up there at the top end of low. Number 8. Good. 1 out of 8 in that camera still showing anything. That's not good, guys. All right, it is feeling like a day of failure at this moment. This camera uses a different battery than my other camera trap. This is a Canon T6i, and it uses, let me pop it out, the LP E17 batteries. This is a third-party one by Artman. They work pretty good, but it's dead. And I, being an idiot, didn't bring one. I didn't bring a battery for this camera. I brought 2 of the ones for the other camera, knowing that I would need to replace them, and I forgot it was a different battery. So I can't use this, and I can't do anything about it because it's an 1.5 hour drive to a battery for this camera. So this camera trap is not going to do anything for the next session. I mean, I guess that means I can put some of these rechargeable batteries in that trail cam if I want to see all the pictures that I miss for the next couple weeks. Now, I'm racking my brain now trying to think of how soon I can get back up here. But gas and time and all that. So fail. The good news is this trigger seemed to work better this time. I had photos on the camera starting the day I left it for almost a month, which it just actually stopped firing less than a week ago. So it did better than I thought it would. Just in case I didn't mention this, I checked that other camera by taking the memory card out of it and putting it in my R6 with the big zoom lens that I'm packing around, because they're both Canon. That camera will read the other, format. So that's how I checked those pictures, actually. And this one doesn't last as long as the other one. So that means my trigger settings are good. We got less false triggers. There are quite a few false triggers. There's like 1,100 pictures on it, I think. But we didn't fill the memory card, we didn't kill the battery, and it went almost a month, which is about all you can ask. You just need the dude in charge to bring batteries for it so you can set it back up. So I'm gonna think about that. But I probably will set up a trail cam just to know. And I'll probably haul this camera trap home, make sure everything's good and functioning, and give a little tune up, bring it back next time. Because there's nothing I can do. There's no battery, there's no way to make it happen. I mean, I could leave my R6 in camera trap mode. No, I couldn't, because the lens won't work on it. I'm not going to leave it with a 800mm zoom lens on it. So yeah, nothing I can really do. Hopefully the other camera's got my photo on it. The fox showed up and I can go home, take a nap, shave my gray beard, but maybe not. All right, I put rechargeables in that trail cam, put it right back where it was. I pulled the camera trap, packing all the flashes and everything home, and we'll just come back sooner, I guess. So frustrating, but I don't know what else to do. I did get on that trail cam, I think it was a grouse. There's a couple different kinds of grouse up here. I'm gonna have to look at it more closely, but big old giant bird sitting in front of that camera, which is kind of cool. Not on the camera trap, I don't think, although I rifled through those pictures pretty quick. That was the only thing interesting. Nothing else crazy. I am pleased with how long that camera trap was firing. I did not miss as much time as I thought. I missed, I think I figured 6 days, something like that. So that's not bad, considering I felt super late coming back up here. So we'll move on. We'll go to the other camera and maybe it'll be a little more encouraging, but that's camera trapping. If you don't feel like a failure 87% of the time, you're not doing it right. All right, SNRF rock. Remember, I moved my trigger over here by this flash. Man, I can see spider webs on all that. Hopefully that's not giving me false triggers, but camera's there. The other flashes in the rocks, and all looks good. I'm sure it's not firing. Let's step in front of it. Nothing. Got my trail cam down here. Let's look at that first. See if the Bevagor batteries failed on this one also. All right, okay, it's on. This one is also running on those Bevagor batteries. Remember, I put them in this one about a week later, if I remember right. They're showing full power with no issues on this camera. So now I don't know what to say. Quality control issue with that one set. I don't know. I'm gonna go home and put those ones on a tester and I'll let you know, because maybe it's just one bad one, but that's not what you want. But this is encouraging. All good here. Let's see what's on it. All right, this camera had cool stuff. This is like a pine marten hotspot right now. I mean, I got some last year, but there's only 57 videos on here, which means we're not getting wind triggers or movement. Remember, we moved it off of this log, so we're not getting movement, which could also be why the batteries are so good still, because the other one had a ton of videos on it. But this rock right here, this little flat one, and the one kind of behind it, that thing's got to be so covered with pine marten pea. It's crazy. Multiple pine martens peeing on that rock. I mean, it could be the same marten or a pair of them, I guess. So I wouldn't be surprised if I got a marten on the camera or false triggers from martens ripping by, because they're so fast. I also got some clips of the annual butterfly migration on this trail cam. Up here at Lassen, it's a fairly well-known deal that if you hike the Lassen Peak Trail at the right moment of summer, you will be like in swarms of these butterflies. I think they're a tortoiseshell butterfly. I forget the name. I'll look it up and put it on here. My guess right now, see if I'm right, western tortoiseshell butterfly. I might be totally wrong, but we'll look. Anyway, it happens every summer for about a week, and they come blasting over the peak. They ride like thermals. Lassen Peak's kind of just behind me here. It's not too far off. And apparently SNRF Rock is a point that they like. So they come passing over this, getting on the wind, going up. So that's fun, a few of those. So I'm kind of excited to see if I got a marten on the camera, but I did not get any foxes on this, and it's triggering fine. So again, I didn't miss my shot, which is a relief. So we'll check the camera. All right, I'm moving into the shade with this thing. Dead battery also on this camera trap camera, which is a bummer, but we'll see how much it affected us. 1,675 photos on this thing, and I'm gonna rifle back through them and we'll see what we get. Let me see if I can figure out real quick. Where's the info button? Okay, dates are on here. So this one went from the 9th to the 24th. So it lasted quite a while. Did not go as long as the other camera. It has more photos on it. The other camera is usually the shorter one, so I didn't lose a ton of time here, but I lost some. But we'll see what's here. All right, I've been through them all. Tons and tons of wind triggers, which is frustrating because I've turned that sensitivity on that trigger down 3 times this summer. I don't know if I can turn it down anymore. I can't find an ideal position for that trigger in this spot. So we'll see if there's any weeds in front of it or anything like that, but I'll turn it down more if I can. Definitely a couple hundred butterfly triggers on here also, which is kind of cool. No good pictures because they're ripping by, you know, and they're all out of focus and everything, but No pine marten on the camera that I could see. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a tail sticking in the frame in a couple of those shots that I just didn't notice. But no, nobody stuck around to show up on the, you know, in the center of the frame. So yeah, another round of failure on this camera also. Really, there's nothing to speak of on there. We just press on. I don't know what else to do. I got batteries and everything for this one, so we'll set it up, refresh everything, see if we can figure out a better trigger situation. This is like the third different position I've tried, so I don't know what I'll see now that I didn't see then, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. We didn't get our fox, but I didn't get a fox on the trail cam and miss it on the real cam, so that's good. We just keep going. I have to remind myself that these are one of the rarest mammals in North America, right? Like the fact that we're even moderately expecting one is you know, a pretty huge deal. So we just got to keep on keeping on. All right, I'm standing here staring at this thing looking for false triggers. I've got new batteries everywhere. Trigger batteries are still full. Camera's not buried in the rocks yet, but it's temporary. I turned the sensitivity down more. There was more there. It hasn't fired yet. I can't figure out over here what's triggering it though. I mean, these branches are pretty darn far away, so I don't know, but seems like it's triggering good. If I walk in front of it, it's firing, but it's not firing when I don't walk in front of it. So kind of waiting for gusts of wind, birds to come trigger it. But that's pretty good wind right there, and nothing. So I think it's good. I'm gonna button it up, pack it in the rocks, and get out of here. Take the other one home. I don't know what else to do. For a few days, I may move the other one. I've got a neighbor getting a lot of mountain lion activity, so that may be the silver lining, is get a shot of a mountain lion at home. But that's what I'm telling myself. I have to remind myself that in spite of the failure, I mean, the months and the years, doing this kind of thing for 4 years, the photo is obviously the goal, but the experience is pretty cool. I love that it's forced me to get up into this neighborhood, you know, and see the wildflowers every year and the butterflies and, you know, the snows, the winter scenes, and the, you know, the beauty of this place. Every few weeks for the last 4 years, I've had to get up here and experience it, and not everybody gets to do that, you know. It's a sweet deal. Someday I'm gonna get this photo, and it's gonna be awesome, but until then, we just enjoy the process, I guess. We plug away, we keep going. You can't do anything else. You got to just press on. So that's, I mean, you could quit, or you could never start, which is what a lot of people do. But I'm gonna get this darn picture someday, and it's gonna be awesome.